There. Okay, now we're recording. I'll fix that. Okay, so let me go back over. So this is our Wednesday. This is range of motion day. I call it that instead of, using all the buzzwords that actually is just moving a little more out of your normal realm of moving. So how I introduced today was, and we've been doing this for just a few minutes. So I'm doing like a window wash. I don't take my hands above my nose, okay? I pretty much keep them down under the chin because my shoulders are down. As I'm stepping forward repeatedly to warm up for this particular workout, I step out and you see the back foot? See, I have to rock from the heel to the toe as if I were going to take a step, but I don't. See that? So tighten up in here, drop your shoulders, do that step out where your heel actually is going first this time. But here, see that move back here? Wow, when you do that repeatedly, you start warming the Achilles as it's attached to all those lower leg muscles. So I can't tell you how many times I worked with somebody who in fact kicked up Achilles or a plantar fascia problem. And a lot of those problems, they can stem from a lot of different issues, but mostly when you do loading too much and you do it too quick, too much, all of a sudden, that's what kicks up an Achilles problem, a plantar fascia problem. So you see what I'm doing? I'm still doing my little window wash, but you see I'm keeping it under. I'm keeping my wrists bent here because it's stretching my forearm. See that? My tummy is super tight. And when I step forward and I rock onto the toe in the back of the foot, see that? I still stay back so that my ear right here, shoulder and hip is in the same line. So I hope this is making sense, because here's what I see people doing. They'll step and they're doing real good, but instead of maintaining this line, they'll step and they'll go like this, okay? So that really does not help warm up the back, warm up the shoulders, warm up the gluteals, the back extensors, the legs. But what it does do is it puts stress. It puts stress through these joints. See, I'm out of my line. So when I step and I drop down as I'm warming up for today's workout, okay, I keep doing this and I feel it stretching. See, I'm pushing on the foot in the back a little, but I'm staying back here while I do these little tiny circles. This isn't a big, huge move. And sometimes some of you might think, oh, she didn't really do anything during the warm-up. But I just take you back to any sessions you've ever had with physical therapy. What's the first thing they're going to do? I don't care what you're in there for. They're going to either put you on a walker, like a treadmill walker, or they're going to put you on a bike or an elliptical, and they're going to warm you up. And they're going to do it for 10 minutes. And you're like, wait a minute. I'm paying for this 10 minutes of walking on a treadmill? It's that important. Okay, stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. See how I have my hands like this? I'm down to the last couple ones here. So it's just a repeated, in place type of semi-ambulation, okay? So once you get to the end of this kind of a warm-up, your Achilles has now had a chance to put a gentle load through the foot, all the way up through the ankle, into your leg, and you're maintaining what? You're maintaining ear, shoulder, hip. okay? And so as I step out, I'm not putting an undue pressure here like I would if I went way out here like this, okay? So that's not what we want to do right now. The dogs are going to start acting up. Sorry. Oh dear. Take a breath. Take a breath, take a breath, take a breath. Take a breath, take a breath. And come back down. Then go like this. Side, side. Side, side. And so even in this motion right here, I'm introducing a little bit of a transverse or a turning move. See that? But look at where the pressure is in the feet. It has to be more into the heel as I'm shifting from side to side. That means I gotta shine my tail lights. Because if I don't, the minute I start doing this and I don't shine my tail lights, you start doing things like this. Okay? See that? Take a big breath, and we don't want to do that. We want to push back and do this. So I want you to keep doing that. Okay? Keep doing that. Keep going, keep going. I have to go. Just run a quick second. Keep doing it. Yeah. Keep doing it. I'm back. I had to get rid of my dogs. They were whining. I want to be on the record. Okay, so you've done this. So we're gonna step back. Now we're putting our hands together. Okay, just like that. First of all, what are my props? I have a chair. I may use a tea towel or a band. I have a pillow, which I may or may not use. Okay, so right now, in fact, I'm going to use this. It's going to be right here in front of my chair. So see? So I'm standing on an unstable surface. So I'm going to do a little hip hinge. See that? Little hip hinge. And I'm going to bring those arms in. I'm going to do a tiny bit of a hip hinge. So you drop your shoulders, push back, bring those elbows in if you can. Open them, shift. We've already done that shifting thing. See how I went up to my toe and I'm pushing on my supporting foot, and I'm on all four corners now. I'm not just in the heel. I am hip hinged. I hope you get that, especially those of you who have had back issues. You have to go through a whole retraining of movement, okay? And welcome to everybody that's on here with me today. I hope this is going to be beneficial. This is part of my sanity, is to get online with you guys, okay? I hope it's part of yours. So see how I'm tapping? See that? My hands are wide, see? And I'm tapping, and my knee that is supporting me is soft with a little bit of a butt pushback, meaning a hip hinge. Okay, now I'm going to bring this knee up and just come right back to the chair. Okay, drop your shoulders because some of you are scrunching them up. I'm going to go lift, tap, lift, tap. Here's my caution to you. So if you're keeping your shoulders down, tummy tight, soften your knee, get ready. We're going to go punch up. See that? Don't lock your knee and come straight up with that knee. The tummy has to stay tight because you're using all your core to really support you in this particular move. Breath, duh, breath, duh, breath. Bring it back. Hip hinge, you should have felt quite a load starting on that leg that was on the pad, okay? Your supported leg, okay? Now, in order to, I can tell you that my calf was starting to really, holding in that position, really tell me I'm working. Turn it out, turn the toe out and step off your pad. See that? Yeah, it will immediately release it if you just turn it out and step down. See that? One more time. Turn it out, step down. Tight tummy, rib cage up. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to shift and go into the other foot. So I'm standing right here on a little pillow in front of my little chair. All right. So you could be in front of a wall. You could have a lower bench. If you have a chair height, you're gonna that's significant height, especially if you've had multiple joints replaced and or a back issue. If you've had a back issue and you're recovering from a back issue, you might want a lower bench, okay, or a lower couch or something like that. And so experiment with that. Okay, here we go. Shift. So we're gonna bring the arms in here to get the line. See that? So I'm right here. Tiny hip hinge, rib cage up, shoulders down. I'm right here in the middle. Shift. I'm going to bring my foot up onto the chair, and I'm just going to tap it. See, I'm going to just do a series of little taps. So while I'm tapping it, I'm going to keep pulling my arms out here, and pay attention. Some of you are locking your leg right now, so what you want to do is soften your knee. Push your butt back just a tiny bit because that gives a nice extension. And then pay attention to those shoulders, okay? Because some of you are doing this. So pull those elbows down. Yeah, I know. I hear you groaning right now. I know. Keep your elbow down. Keep your knee soft. Now I'm ready. You ready with me? So I've tried to find where that equilibrium is. My knee is soft. I'm going to go punch and come up. So tighten in really tight. So my caution to you is if you've had a back issue, this is going to really call on your core muscles, especially through here. And what tends to happen is you tend to, the minute your leg comes up like that, you tend to flex your back. So try not to do that. You either flex it or you arch it too much. So we just want a neutral spine. So it's going to be punch. So this stays quiet. Boom. Like that. Knee is soft. Breath. Knee is soft. Get those elbows down. Knee is soft. Here we go. Breath. Keep that knee soft. Bring that knee up. Just a little punch. When you punch, make sure your knee down here, the supporting one, is soft. So I want you to engage all your leg muscles. Breath, just two more. Hang with me. One more. Here we go. Yay, and bring it down. Take this leg that just took that big weight, well, your body weight. If you want to call it a big weight, that's okay. Take a breath, drop your shoulder, okay, and then come back up. See this? Turn, and that releases a lot of tension that you had just now. Okay, take your arms, push your butt back, reach out over your chair back. See that? So it gives me something to shoot for. Now, if you're doing this in your living room, you had your bedroom, and you had a bed, okay, or a couch, or it's a little bit lower. Great. Go out over the bed. That's perfect. Anyway, you're going to go just like this, and you're going to push that butt back. Your ears are going to be right at your biceps, okay? So that means that I don't want your head here, and I don't want it down here. I want it right in line with your biceps. So keep your chin tucked. So I'm pressing here into my heels a bit. Then I'm going to bring the arms down, Then I'm going to go back up with them, and I'm going to really reach out there as far as I feel I can. And I'm pushing down into my heels. So it's kind of a pull-push kind of a thing. I'm pushing into my heels, and I'm stretching out over my chair hard. And then I come back, and I come back. Take a big deep breath. Stand, straighten your legs. Now is when you do a back rounded. So I tuck my chin, and I round my back carefully. Okay, my tummy's tight. And I round up my back, and I open my shoulders. Then I pull my shoulders in, and I go back down into those heels. Then I come back up, and I open at the back, in the back shoulders, and then I round my back. So here's my question. Why is it okay to round your back here? And I keep yelling at you not to round it in certain positions. Because when we're in this kind of a stance, we're using our arms and our shoulders, and we're taking pressure off the back. So I'm not asking your back to do additional work, okay? That's when we can safely go into a rounded position and then come back down. Okay, do it one more time. Rounded position, all the way up, and then come back down. Nice. Okay, now I'm going to take one foot, and go back. And I'm going to roll from the toes to the heel. Okay? So I'm hanging on here, and I'm feeling the stretch in that calf. I'm going to take and push my little pillow toward my chair and step into the chair so that, in fact, I take my knee closer to the chair right here. At the same time, right now, you want to keep your heel back here headed down. So you want to keep that headed down. So it's a breath, it's a breath, it's a breath. Keep that heel down. And then take the other foot and step back. And then step forward. Opposite, opposite. Now you're pushing into the heel. Breath, breath, breath. It's fine. You can come right through here. You just have to take those down too. Sorry. These are my helpers. They're helping carry things. Okay, so I'm going to kick my pad forward. Yeah, all that goes down. It's okay. Just sit right downstairs. We can move it then. So now I'm letting that heel stretch down to the back. Giving it a moment. And you're going to feel that you're more tight on one leg than the other leg. And I will tell you, you will feel that pronounced difference if you've had a knee replaced versus a hip replaced. Okay? So now I'm going to go back. I switched to the front leg. So I'm just hitting it twice on one leg, twice on the other leg, with a break in between. Okay. So here I am. My elbows are soft. My shoulders are down. My leg in the back is really pushing the heel down. Okay, that's being able to affect all my plantar fascia, my Achilles, my calf, all the way down. Then I'm going to switch. I'm going to come up. I'm going to press, 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 press. Press the heel, press the heel down, press the heel down, press the heel down. Keep pressing.
Yeah, good.
Okay, and then come back. Take a big deep breath and come back up. Woo! That was very good. So don't worry about the little noises in the background. I've got people that are moving things around for me. I'm hoping you're able to hear me. Are you okay with hearing me and everything? Because it's not indicating that I'm on camera. Okay.
All is good.
Okay, so I'm good. All right. For some reason, there we go. Okay. Okay. So what I just took you through, if you have tight calves, if you have Achilles issues, your feet are just always sore underneath. What I just showed you just now well, we warmed up a lot. We were warmed up first, stepping off the little pillow. But this stretch that we're doing against the chair, very, very good for people with Achilles problems. Okay, so now I'm going to turn around. I'm not going to use my pillow now. Okay, so I'm going to be right here. I'm going to come into a sit down. Little sit down right here. So we're going to go, excuse me, sitting to standing to a big forward bend. Okay, we're warmed up. This is when I would do this kind of a big motion, especially for people that have back issues. I would never do this kind of a sequence until I was really warmed up. So I'm going to come here. See, my feet are wide. I'm going to come right into here, my bare feet on the floor. When I go to a butt up position, my heels are going to be pressing. I'm going to come up, 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 up. I'm going to take my hands put together. I'm going to push my hips forward, go into that hyperextension right there. Keep my elbows in. Goes down. Thank you. Jeremy brought it up. And we're going to come back down. Now here's the important part. See, I'm coming down now to a big forward bend. What am I going to do with my knees? I'm going to bend them. So I'm bending them. I'm bringing my hands all the way down. I'm letting my head just hang. Now I'm straightening my legs. So you should feel a big stretch coming all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. And let your head hang. Pull your toe up. Pull your toe up. Just carefully. Then you're going to bend. You're going to push into your heels. See, bending at the knee. So here I come up. Okay? So again, we're going to go sit down. Right there. So as I sit down, I'm just going to go from side to side. But here's what I'm not going to do. I'm trying to get you to bend in different ways with always good back movement in place. I did like this, and I did like this. Some of you were sitting here. You had your knees a little too narrow, so widen them up, rib cage up, because on this one you do not want to be in a flexed position like that. So say rib cage up. When you go across like this and you start to do that big turn, see, some of you did this, and I know you did, because that's what happens every time I do certain moves. Unless you've been trained, and even then you have to remind yourself, don't go out of the column. That is not what you want to do, especially if you are recovering from or trying to help a back condition out, okay? So here I go. I'm going to turn. I'm going to reach, but I'm reaching with my arm here, and I'm turning, but I'm not leaning. Both of my butt cheeks are on the chair. See that? So that's a good, like, stabilizing thing to tell yourself. Don't let your butt cheek come off, okay? So I'm sitting nice and hard, right? I'm in my heels. I'm going to turn, and I'm reaching like this. I can even help myself out with my hand here. So that's fine. Shoulder goes down. Rib cage stays up. And you see I'm turning around that illusionary pretend rod down my spine, starting right here. See, if I turn and I help myself here, I keep my shoulder down and I really reach, okay? but I'm not leaning out of the column, so to speak. And then I come back. That gives you a good movement pattern. Boom, boom. And this should be a very effortless type of motion, but it will put a strain on your vertebrae and your back if in fact you're leaning. Every time you turn, you lean. Don't do that. See, my butt came up. So both butt cheeks on the chair, right? Keep your chin tucked. Turn, reach, turn, reach. And then at some point, those of you who are trying to gain a little more motion through your shoulder, drop your shoulder and just give it a little push, Tight tummy, don't lean, turn. See, turning is different than leaning, okay? Stay both butt cheeks on the chair, okay? And then come back. So that really works through here, especially drop, okay? So this little sequence that I'm doing right now, this one, then you put your hands down, and I'm dropping my shoulder straight down. I am not leaning on this. I'm dropping the shoulder. If you were leaning, you would feel one butt cheek coming up. And what did we already establish? The butt cheeks stay on the chair. Okay, so drop your shoulders, drop your chin. We just came off of a big transverse move that all these muscles are responsible for. Now we're going to drop. And if you're doing this correctly, you can really go down there and you're trying to reach your fingertips down to the chair leg. You are not leaning, okay? Keep your chin tucked, and you should be feeling this in your back and all through the sides, front, and back of your core, okay? Tighten, drop the chin, drop the shoulders, drop it down, don't lean, okay? Keep your rear end, both sides, down on the chair. It's a whole new way to move for some of you, okay? It may seem like a little thing. This is to really get this, because see, if I were to put, which maybe I'll do when we get back again, oh no, I'm not gonna see you on the 2 lifting days. You're gonna do the recording, right? We'll be back again on Wednesday. Maybe I'll do it on Wednesday. But what if I put a 10-pound weight in your hands and I had you go down like this? If you're leaning, you're going to be in trouble with your back, okay? So tight tummy, drop your shoulders, drop your chin. Ear, shoulder, hip. Drop, okay? Until you feel that right there in your back, in the side over here, in the back. Then you pull in and pull up. So you actually contract through your core here to pull yourself in and up. That's what gets you up. The back extensors just facilitate hanging on. They're just hanging on. And you know what they're doing? They're hanging on and they're saying, oh, geez, I hope she doesn't lean. See, you're just dropping. And you're feeling all this working. So some of you really struggled with back issues, and sometimes just the way you move or don't move has created some of the problem. So this is a different way, new way of moving. Okay, now we're gonna stand up again. Stand up, okay? I'm gonna put my elbows in, all right? Then I'm gonna bring them out. And I'm going to start checking my range. Okay, so when you warm up, you're going to help be able to do a range of motion without the sticking points or tight, okay? So we've warmed up pretty good. Shoulders are down. Then I come back here. Now here's what I want you to imagine. I want you to imagine that somebody is pushing on your hands, okay? So you need to soften your knees, stay solid into your feet, but don't point back with your elbows. Somebody's pushing you from here and from here, and they're pushing you back at the same level, okay? So I'm gonna push back until I feel this stretching. So I'm gonna keep my chin tucked, keep my knees soft. Push. If you start doing this, rotate back, push back, push back. Now reach. Boom. Take a big breath. Hold. Breath. Hold. Knees are soft. Chin is tucked. Rib cage up. And then you come back down. Nice. All right. Okay, back to the chair. Okay? Now I'm going to do a quadruped here. And for those of you who want to stay on the chair to do a quadruped, I'm going to do 2 sets. So I'm going to do just 2 sets of 6. So this is what a quadruped on the chair is going to look like. Now, if you want to make this a little more engaging, you can stand with 1 foot on your pillow. You don't have to, but it will give you more work in those little structures around all the joints. Anytime you get yourself on an unstable surface, wow, does that up the work that all your stabilizing muscles, tendons, ligaments, they have to really get going if you're on an unstable surface. So here I am on an unstable surface. You don't have to be. You can just be on the floor. That's fine. And if you're barefooted, that's going to be good. I'm going to bend at my hip. So I'm doing a hip hinge. Okay. I'm going to put 1 foot right in the middle. I'm going to keep my chin tucked, elbows soft. Now I'm going to just take the leg out as far as I feel I can. This knee is soft. Okay. So this leg is going out. Then I'm going to take this opposite arm and just go out over the chair. And I'm going to hang on, and I'm going to keep my knee soft. I have to really work with my foot there. I'm going to try to keep that heel leading. Take a big breath. Hold, hold, hold. Then come in, come down. Okay? Take a big breath. Tight tummy. Here we go. Bring that leg up. Bring that arm out over the chair. Okay? Check your line. Keep your chin tucked. Your butt should be really working right here to hold yourself up. Okay? Tight tummy. Keep your elbows soft. Breath, breath, breath. See how I have my foot in dorsiflexion? Meaning not pointed. See, opposite of pointed. Okay? Then bring it down. Bring that leg down. Take a breath. So that was 2. I'm going to do the 3rd one. This right here is resting. I'm just trying to let Kathy know this is resting right now. Okay. Keep your chin tucked. She's yelling at me right now. I know it. Okay. Here I go. Up. And I'm making my whole foot work pretty hard to hold on to this posture. Okay. I'm going to keep my knees soft. And keep my elbows soft. I'm going to hang on. Breath. Keep my chin tucked. Hold breath. Hold breath. Hold breath. Hold breath. And then come back in. Okay? So that was 3. Now I'm going to go to the opposite side. So I'm going to let that side rest. So switch. So here I am. I'm going to put the other leg back. Get your foot opened up. All right? So here comes this leg up. And this opposite hand is coming out. So I want to try to bring that heel up with as straight a leg as possible. So I'm going to keep this knee bent, keep my tummy tight, my chin tucked, bring that leg up because it's going to want to sink on you. So bring it up as far as you feel you can. Keep your elbows soft, keep your knees soft. Breath, breath, breath. Bring it in and bring it down. Okay, you can just hold on to it right there. So we're going to do 3. Take a breath. Here we go. Open those feet. All right, bend the knee. Start to put the pressure. Here comes the leg. I'm going to bring the opposite hand over the chair back, if possible. Keep my elbows soft. Keep my shoulders down. Breath. Hold breath. Hold breath. Hold breath. Bring it in and bring it in. So that's 2. Okay, see how I'm letting you rest right now? I just want to be on record. Okay, are you ready? So press, leg comes up, arm goes out, keep your chin tucked. Hang on there. Elbow is soft. We're hanging on. Breath, breath. Keep your knee soft. Keep that leg up as much as you possibly can. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Bring it in and bring it in. Okay. Now step off of your pillow. Okay. Now I'm going to go from here to the floor. So instead of my feet being on the disc, my knee is going to be on the disc or the pillow. There are those of you who don't want to go on the floor, okay? Maybe you can't for some reason. Now, of course, my goal is to get you to be able to get down and back up more easily. But there are just some days you're just like, this is enough. You're going to continue the next 3 on both sides from the chair. Those of you who are doing it with me and you want to go down to the floor, this is where we go down to the floor. So I'm going to come right here. My knee goes right in the middle. See that? I can move my little chair so that my hands are on the floor. If it bothers your wrist, you just go onto the fist, okay? Tight tummy, chin is tucked, and here we go. We're going to go back with that other leg. I'm sorry, this one. Okay, so now we're doing opposite again. So here I am, right here. I'm going to take the opposite hand and just reach out. Now, if you're reaching out and your chair is right there, and you tend to want to just rest your hand here, just so you know, this is a cheater move. So if you're tempted to do that, don't put your hand out over the chair. See? Take a breath. So we're hanging on. This is a balance work because it's working hard on your core all the way around. The front, the back. Then I come in and I come down. And I rest. And if you want to rest by coming down a little lower, we'll do that anytime that you need to. That's perfectly fine. Okay, that was a rest. Okay, other leg now goes out. And the arm goes out. Okay, so here I am in a quadruped. That's what this is called. So I can point or go into dorsiflexion, point or flex, but I have to hang on to my balance here, and I got to keep my leg up, and I got to keep reaching out with my hand. Take a big breath, bring it in, bring it in. Put your elbows down, put your head under, okay? Go back into that move. Use your fist to keep your wrist neutral. Okie dokie, here we go. Other leg goes back out. Bring it just to the hip height. You do not have to go way up here. Just right there is perfect. Tight tummy. Reach out with your hand. Hang on. Keep your elbows soft. Take a breath. Hold. Take a breath. Hold. Take a breath. Hold. Come back in and come back in. Yay. You can let yourself down if you want to. Then come back up. Other leg goes out. And opposite hand reaches. And you go point flex with your foot. But try your best to keep your leg at the height of the hip. Not higher, just at the height. Take a breath. Hang on with me. Hang on, hang on. Come back in, come back in. Okay, we got one more, I think. Pretty sure. Here we go. Back up. Now, right now, before we go back in to do the last one, this is where I want you to do that little rounded back thing. So tuck your head, pull your tummy in, and just really push through your shoulders. Tuck your tail, in other words. Then release, okay? Find neutral, and here we go. The leg goes out, the opposite arm goes out. Okay, keep your chin tucked, keep your elbows soft. Hold, 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 hold. Bring it in, bring it in. Okay, tight tummy. Other leg, last one on this one. Here we go. Then you take that arm, put it out. Keep your chin tucked. Keep the leg as high as you feel you can from the hip. Not higher, but keep it at the hip level. Take a breath. Tight tummy. Take a breath. Tight tummy. Hang on. Bring it in. Bring it in. And go rounded. And then come down into your elbows. And you can put your forehead right down here on your hands. See that? Okay. Big breath. All right. So if you chose to do it from the chair, that's fine. You can do that. Okay, now, however, we're going to go down to the floor, on down. I'm pretty sure you're seeing me here. Let me see if I can drop the camera just a little bit more. I think we're good. Okay. So, those of you who are not wanting to get in the ground, you can do all the stuff that we're going to do up against the wall. Okay? So, pretend you're modifying and you're up against a wall or the back of a chair. Okay? Now, you're not going to be able to push as hard on a chair, of course, but you're going to do everything that we're going to do right now, just standing against a wall or a chair, or you'll get down on the ground like we're going to do. So many of you are already there. So we're going to go right on down. So here I am. So I'm pretending that this is the wall, if in fact I'm modifying. Okay? So my toes are down and they're stretching. All my little phalanges are pushing down. Okay? Pushing down. Toes. And my hips are on the ground. If I'm against the wall, I'm doing a hyperextension against the wall. Okay? And I'm stretching underneath my feet right now because I'm pushing down on my toes. I'm pushing down into my elbows. I'm tucking my chin. And I'm really holding this position for a couple of seconds, actually. So really hang on there, all right? Push, hang on, push, hang on. Just give it a few seconds. See, I'm really pressing into my toes. Not that it hurts, it's just stretching all underneath my foot. I'm pushing into my elbows. I keep my chin tucked, keep my shoulders down. And this is trying to help your back. This is one of the best moves to hang on to your back. This is the one that big PhD in physical therapy, said, "You're doing one of the best moves you can do for your back to realign." I said, "Well, good. I try to do the best practices." Okay, so here we go. Take a breath. You're going to come down, move your elbows out. Now, for those of you with shoulder issues, I'm thinking Susie's with us today. So this is for you, Susie. Okay, you're warmed up, or you should be. I'm going to take one hand, the back of my head. I'm going to put my forehead on my hand, just like that. Okay. I'm going to bend that opposite leg like this. Okay, so I'm going to be bending the leg same side. This is bending straight. Okay, forehead is down. All right. And if you were against the wall, you would do this very thing. You could just push your hips into the wall, put your hand on the wall, just like before, and go into one leg up, one arm is up, and we're reaching, just like that. Take a big deep breath, hold it like that, just pull that heel in, not by grabbing it, but by using your muscles. And you're reaching out there, okay? Now you're going to bring that hand in and you're going to lift up. So you're going to have your hand here. Your hand is a shelf for your forehead. So all I want you to do to put a little more press on your back extensors is merely to bring your hand up and put your forehead in your hand. This leg is back and this arm is out. And you're just keeping your chin tucked and you're holding in here for just a couple of seconds. Hang on, 4, hang on, 3, 2, 1. Now see, I'm gonna put my hand down, put my head down. So any of you that have had neck issues and or shoulder issues, this is gonna push you. So do it little by little. That's why I'm doing one hand versus the other. Many times you'll see this move. They'll just take you and put you right into double hands, and you're supposed to go way up here and hold it. That's really too much for a lot of people. Okay? So now I'm going to do the other hand. So here I am. The opposite leg is going to go up. This is the hand that's going to go out. My forehead is on this hand. Okay? So at first, I'm just going to keep this heel going into my hip. I'm going to keep my forehead on my hand, and I'm just going to reach that hand out. I'm going to pull the heel in. I'm going to bring the hand out there. Okay? Once I have that established, I'm going to go ahead and bring my hand up that my forehead is on, and I'm going to hold it right there. And I'm going to hold it. 3, 2, 1. Bring it back in. Bring it back in. Bring that leg down. Okay, now rock your ankles. Rock your ankles, because this move is designed specifically to really get your back extensors right here, middle to lower back, to work in a way that will help give you more endurance in correct posture. So this is just an extenuation. I like to do this in the series of how we did the quadruped. So we're going to go back and revisit it, because there are some of you that could really benefit from doing these tummy, I call them tummy, you're on your tummy and you're working all your antagonistic muscles. Okay, you ready? Go down. So we're going to go back to the first one. Forehead on the hand. Reaching, lifting. Bring that heel in. Now, some of you can lift it, but there's many of us that if you just pull your heel in here, put your forehead down, reach, that's going to be plenty. Now, if you want to go ahead and lift it, you can. You don't have to. Okay, hang on. Breath. Hang on, breath. 3, 2, 1. Bring it in, down, switch. Forehead on the hand. I'm going to come back and do the lift part. So, knee is bent. Reaching with my hand. Pull in. Breath. I think it's this way. I'm not sure. Anyway, reach it up. Breath. Then I'm going to go up. Then I'm going to go stay there. And I'm going to bring one hand up, one hand reaching, one hand on my forehead, one hand reaching, one hand on my forehead. You can switch your legs. Take a breath. One hand on the forehead. Keep your chin tucked. Reaching. So you're doing little kicks, see? Breath, 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 and rest. So when you rest this time, you're going to put your hands all the way out in a cross, bring them into a W, and here's the difference. If you have a tea towel, you can put it on the floor. Go ahead and put a tea towel on the floor. You're going to turn your head. Some of you are going to really have a struggle with this because your forward head syndrome is going to kick you really hard right now. So see, I'm in my little W. I'm going to turn. I'm going to put my cheek and my ear down. I'm going to keep my elbow and my hand on the ground. And I'm going to reach out. See that? Then I'm going to reach in, keep my ear and my cheek down. Then I'm going to bring my head up, tuck my chin, turn, rest my ear if I can, and my cheek on the ground. Then I'm going to go out and across. Then I'm going to come back into my W. Okay, this is going to be difficult for some of you. I understand. Take a breath. Rotate your ankles while you're holding this just for a sec. You got to try to hold it in this kind of a position. Okay, now turn, turn, turn. Bring your hands in and push up as far as you feel you can. Okay, drop your shoulders and you're just pushing yourself up as far as you can. And everybody's different. But I'm just pushing through the hands. I'll do that very gently. I'll squeeze in, okay? Drop my shoulders, push, and keep your shoulders down. Now just hang on there just for a second. Just hang on right there. Take a breath. Take a breath. Release your butt right now. Don't squeeze your butt right now. Yeah, release. Keep your chin tucked. Come down, okay? One more time with the neck thing. When we're down here, and again, if you're doing this standing, I will do this with people that have severe limits in their mobility, in their neck, shoulders, and I'll do it against the wall. So pretend this is the wall if you have to do that. And you're going to turn, keep your chin tucked, put your ear down on the ground and reach out, then bring back in, keep your elbows and your hands on the ground, keep your shoulders down, then slowly bring that head up, turn it, and you want to try to get the ear down without lifting yourself as much. See, I'm coming out. So one side is going to be worse than the other. That's just the way it is. Anybody's ever had a whiplash, or you have forward head, or you're hunched shouldered, this is going to push you. Okay, take a breath, come back in, and bring the head up slowly. Then come back with your elbows under you. Don't go up on your hands. Come back with your elbows right here. Okay? So those of you who are doing this from the chair, you're just going to do a plank from the chair. So I'll show you. I'm going to get everybody started who's on the ground. So my toes are going to go down. And if it bothers your feet, then, you know, maybe you have to have shoes on. I'm trying to do this to help give my feet more mobility. Especially I like to do this once a week with barefoot. Now, from here, if your feet hurt, don't use your toes. Use your knees. So I'm going to pull my tummy in, keep my shoulders down, and I'm just going to pull my tummy in from my knees. See that? So I'm not even putting pressure on my toes. So it's just gently on my knees. My elbows are down. Okay? Take a big breath. 1 foot at a time. You're going to go down with 1 foot. You have 1 knee connected, 1 foot connected, elbows. Got it? Then you bring that knee down. Then you switch. Take the other one up. Keep your tummy tucked in. So I'm on 1 knee, 1 toe, both elbows. See that? Keep going. Okay, elbows down, shoulders down. Bring the knee up. So now you're 1 toe, 1 knee, both elbows. Keep switching. Take breaths. Here we go. Tummy in, tummy in, tummy in. Stay right there. Keep going, keep going. 1 knee down, 1 toe down, both elbows. And if you needed to modify, let's say it was too much to be on the floor. Let's say that. Let's say you're recovering from a back issue. If you were right here, this is how I would do this. Keep my knee bent, and I would take 1 leg out, I have 1 knee down, I'm on my elbows, and I would come here and switch. So I'm showing you the modification if in fact the floor is too much. Okay? So you've been doing it now, right? I know Kathy's been counting. She probably will tell me she did 100. Anyway, so let's say you've been doing this whole time while I was showing that. Now you're going to take, if you can, stay on your knees, but if you can, come on up with both knees. So see, we're doing a whole series of progressive planks. So I'm just going to hold it there for a second. Then my knees are going down. I'm going to roll to one side. I'm going to open my arm right there. I'm going to have 1 knee forward and 1 leg back. So it's opening all of my chest, my pectoral that comes right in here to my deltoid. See, I'm just reaching way back there. See that? So this is a little rest. Then I'm going to bring it back into line. I'm going to come right down here. I'm going to roll to the other side. Okay? So I'm going to go forward and back. I'm going to take that arm and go really wide open. Keep my chin tucked. Watch your shoulders. Make sure you keep your shoulder in line. And those of you who can't put pressure on your shoulders, then don't be on your shoulder. Just come like this and roll like that. See, I don't have to have pressure on my shoulder if that's going to be a problem. All right, see, I'm just opening here. So nice. Then I'm going to come right back. Okay, and the other benefit of rolling like that out of a plank, in the middle of a plank series, is it gets you to do that vestibular action, the rolling, spinning. And if you do it on the floor, the benefit is if you do get dizzy and fall, you're not going to fall very far. That was a joke. Okay, are you ready? I got my elbows down. I get to choose. I can either go from my knees or I can go ahead and go for my toes. It's up to you. Or I can go a knee, a toe, and my elbows. A knee, a toe, elbows. Holding it. Doing a count. Okay, so what I'm trying to get you to do is to work up your endurance in your muscles, in your core, so that you can in fact hold a good minute to a minute and a half in this kind of posture. So I do a series of planks. I can do it from the chair, or I can do it like we're doing right now. Hold, then bring those down, then I'm gonna roll. Keep your shoulder down when you do this. If this bothers your shoulder, tuck under and just open like that. Top leg is forward, other leg is right about normal, and you just open, 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 or you do it here. See that? It's up to you. It's how much your shoulder can take. Okay, then I'm going to come here, turn, turn, turn. Here I am. I'll either stay on my elbow with it tucked. If I can't keep it tucked or it bothers me there, I'll just come like this and open, 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 open. Take a big breath. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Hang on. Breath, let it just melt. Let yourself open up, especially here, okay? Big breath. Good. Now we're going to go to the side for sure. So here I am. We haven't done this in a bit, and I want to include this, and then I'm going to drop right into the back hip lifts. So this is side bridges, then we're going to do back bridges. And we'll finish with back bridges. Okay? So I'm stacked here with my knees, right? My shoulder's in. If that bothers my shoulder, then I'll have to just come under here and just work differently, okay? I can come here. I might need to take some breaks. See, I'm just going to put my hand here and lift. I'm going to hold it there, hold it there, hold it there, hold it there. I can bring my leg straight out. If you have a hip replaced, this right here is going to be very difficult. This is fine, okay? And then come down, take a breath. And now instead of rolling, I'm going to come like this. And I'm going to just roll to the other side. So here I am, okay? Knees are stacked. And I'm going to lift the hip, okay? And I can go out here, or I can go here. If that's going to be too hard for you, just put your foot down or come right in here. So if you have hips that are replaced, I'm telling you, this is plenty to stay here and lift. That's going to be plenty without putting undue stress on that hip, because it takes a lot of hip to lift and only be on one leg. Okay, take a big deep breath. We're going to turn. I'm going to come right here. I'm going to end with hip lifts. Now, I'm not going to see you guys live on Friday and Monday. As many of you know, the memorial service will be Sunday. And some of you will be joining. Some of you can do it later. But these hip lifts, if you can do these either from your bed or just get down on the floor. See, I let myself down like that, or I'll roll and roll down, okay? So I'm going to come right here, put my heels down, drop my shoulders, start the lift, go up tight, really tight in my butt, and lift, and then I'm going to come down from the top vertebrae, down, 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 down. Take a big deep breath, put my hands down, squeeze my butt. I'm going to lift, 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 lift. Go up there as high as you can. If you want to make this more challenging, of course, you can put your foot in the chair, or you can do one leg at a time. That's up to you. Take a breath, hold, come back down. Make sure you drop the spine like a string of pearls going down and coming up. Okay? Keep that hip up if you can. Then when you're coming down, you do the string of pearls set. And then come back in. Tight tummy, tight butt, lift. You can do it both, or you can do it one-legged, or you can put your foot in the chair to make it a little harder. But here's the deal, y'all. You can put weights across here if you want to. I do that sometime. This motion, the string of pearls, slowly controlled like a wave, As soon as you get there, then you do your little hyperextension, then you come squeeze your butt, then you lift. If you can get 30 of these, and you can do it 10 at a time, you can do it however you want. Wow, does this help your core? Breath, breath, breath. And at the same time, you could try to keep working on that shoulder mobility, because when you're in the floor, you don't overreach, so to speak, because you have to stop at the floor. My elbows are down and the backs of my hands are down. And my elbows are down and my shoulders are down, okay? And just keep trying to lift with the aid of the floor or the wall, actually. Okay, let's just do 2 more here together, because I know we're getting close to the end of the time. But you can help your mobility tremendously by doing quality work on the floor. Okay, it will help you do your own traction. All right, roll back down, roll, roll, roll. So here I am on the floor. How in the world am I going to get up? I can either go here and use a chair, or take my feet wide, push, come right here, equalize. But you might be a little dizzy, and then come up. And you did your mobility work for today, and it's on the record. So I'm going to press it off.